statement, and then they'll start it.
Zach Welch, Alexandria High School.
Ian Cartwright.
Andrew Allen.
Coach, just talking about good pitchers duel. What'd you see out there today?
Well, I tell you, that was just a really clean game on both sides. How long did the game last here? I feel like we played that thing in about 45 minutes. So their guy threw a lot of strikes, our guy threw a lot of strikes, and defense played well behind. You know, runs are going to be probably hard to come by in this series and probably across the spectrum in state championships. They're hard to score this time of year, so we very much cherish them when we do. And luckily today, 2 was enough. So that was a good, clean high school baseball game. It's fun to watch.
Along those lines, aggression on the base paths paid off for you today.
We have gave away some outs through the year, but you know, I think our timing was right on the play that we ran, and I tell you, we've been in a lot of first and third situations, and that one was ran the way that we wanted to, and that really made the difference in the game.
Andrew, can you just talk about your performance today, kind of preparation for this moment, and just kind of culminating for today?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a team, we've all been working for this all year long. I mean, even since the end of last year when we ended up losing to A-Rab, I mean, this has been what we've been working for all year, and I don't think nobody thought it was too big.
Andrew, can you just talk about the difference between the first couple of batters when you kind of had to settle in, and then the end you really seemed to be in a groove there?
Yeah, it kind of dawned on me towards the end that that's going to be the last inning I ever throw in high school, and I really just wanted to make it the best one I had for me and everybody involved.
I wanted to bounce off that actually, Andrew, and ask you, what does it mean to you to play for Coach Welch and be part of the Alexandria community?
I mean, I couldn't ask for anybody better to be my coach. I mean, he's been behind me pretty much my entire life. Growing up through Alexandria, I couldn't ask for anybody better.
Coach, can you talk about Andrew's game?
It's been a pleasure on my end as well through his entire career with us. I wish we had a reset button, we could start that thing over. Andrew has threw well for us since he was in the 9th grade. He stepped into some games that honestly I didn't think he was ready for, and he overachieved according to what we thought would happen. And since then, he's never really looked back. He really works hard, and he's a complete pitcher. And I tell you, Arkansas State's really getting the gym with him once he gets out there.
Coach, what's his record this season after that win?
I believe that bumps him to 8-1. Is that right?
I'm not sure.
About 8-1 or 8-2, I'd have to look. So.
Ian, when this team has the kind of pitching it does, how much pressure does that take off the offensive end?
It makes it a lot easier knowing that we have pitchers that are going to keep the games to low-scoring games and lets the hitters just go up there and be themselves in the box, knowing that the pitchers can keep the games down low, but we got to do better on our end as a team.
Andrew, do you have any thoughts on going against a Sun Belt hitter in Damien, the leadoff spot?
Man, that guy, he is very solid for sure. I really did not want to face him there at the end of the game. He's really solid all the way around. I mean, I thought it was a good game for sure.
So talk about what y'all did early on to kind of wait patiently for Andrew to be 100% before.
Well, we're blessed with a pretty deep pitching staff this year, and when Andrew went down, a lot of our guys stepped up and threw some games that they probably were not expecting to throw, and found themselves in some scenarios that they didn't really think would happen. I think that only made us stronger. I think inside of all of that, what we have been able to do is get guys ready for situations that they're probably going to find themselves in here. Andrew was probably ready at the beginning of the year because he's battle tested and has been here with us for a few years. But some of the guys down the line, they may not have been ready for today without that. So I hate to look at Andrew's injury as an opportunity for our team, but it kind of worked out that way. Some guys found some ways to make themselves successful in spite of his absence. And we hated that we lost him for some of the season, but we're really happy that we got him back, and I think we're stronger after all of the smoke settles.
Andrew, I know it was tough physically for you coming back from injury. Just, I'm sure mentally as well, it's really tough not being out there. Just, can you talk about kind of the process of coming back on the field and culminating to today?
Yeah, absolutely. I got some pretty good news early on throughout the injury that it was potentially only going to be about 3 to 4 weeks. Had a really good physical trainer, got back in about 3 weeks. Didn't have the best outing against Oxford coming back, but that's all right. I think that just helped me out, really get ready for what was to come in playoffs, and so I think everything worked out pretty well.
Coach, you obviously played for Alexandria. You spent 14 seasons as an assistant. To now be here in this moment, did today live up to your expectations?
Well, we've been here before, and we really just try to make it another day. all of the pageantry before the game was great. I really appreciate the AHSA doing that for us. They did everything they could to create a special, moments and a special atmosphere for us to play in. But as far as our team goes, we're just trying to make it the same as every other day. Baseball is kind of funny like that. It's the same mound distance, the same ball getting thrown. So you can make too much of a lot of situations. A lot of things can get you playing differently than you've practiced. But we're really big on practicing the way that you play, and we try to do the same thing here that we did all the rest of the season. So state championship day is great. But I felt like after the first inning, it just felt like another day. I think our maturity inside of our kids really showed. Some older guys that's been here before, and that was comforting to see. I think by the time the second inning got there, it was just like every other game that we played this year.
Ian, it's like this is one of the most senior-laden classes that made the playoffs in the 5A. You just kind of talk about what it means to be on top of these guys and how much it helps to have that senior class alongside you.
Well, it really helps because we have, 15 seniors? We have 15 seniors, and we've all pretty much been on varsity our whole career, so we know what it's like to be in big games or special games. And we just try our best to play for each other and play for the dude next to us that we've been battling it out with since early on.
Coach, you guys are playing Mobile Christian in the state championship. It seems like your season changed when you went down towards Mobile over spring break. What do you think changed from that moment to this point?
Our spring break trip is always great, and the baseball down there, we probably do improve, but I think the best thing about it is we are gone from here for 4 or 5 days, and there's not anybody else. We're on a bus that's just us. Our parents may see us at the game, but when the game's over, we put them on the bus and we go back to the hotel. So the good times, the bad times, the boring times, the exciting times, all of those are done together. I think the Mobile trip is always kind of the turning point to our season. I think that when we start out the year, everything's new. Everything's shiny, all the grass looks good. By the time spring break rolls around, I think we're starting to figure out who we are, if we're good enough. Do we need to improve? What needs to change? By the time we hit that I-65 headed south, I think we're really trying to figure ourselves out as a team. Then when we come back from down there, we're usually a little bit different, both mentally and physically, and sometimes even inside of the lineup. But that's a special time for us. These guys have done it 4 years in a row, and each trip has been different. Each trip has found different levels of success. But I think when we are done with this and we look back on our time spent together, we'll all look at that very fondly and look at it as the time that we kind of figured it out.
Anybody else?
I think that's it. Coach, guys, thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate you.